All right, let's talk about these big three resting for the Cavs. They go out and beat the Lakers after they rested 125-120 in a huge defensive effort, right? Just incredible. But what do you think about the fact that the Cavs sit their big three against the Clippers this weekend?
I think the NBA's got a problem, and I think the NBA is going to have to do something. Adam Silver is going to have to do something very, very shortly to solve this problem. Now, there's not that many games left on ABC and ESPN for the balance of the season. There's only one more Saturday night showcase game. So it's something that Adam Silver can probably kick the can a little bit down the road to deal with in the offseason. But he needs greater disciplinary power over this resting situation. Because, again, what happened Saturday night was a gross injustice to the fans. Not fair to the TV partners that are putting up billions of dollars here, that are lining everybody's pockets. And David Griffin's comments after the game and talking about what the league said to him were flat out disgusting as far as I'm concerned. You're going to turn around and want to say, okay, now Kyrie Irving, this is fair. He sat out Thursday night. He left the game early with a knee injury. So you wanted to sit him. Okay. They make up some silly thing with Kevin Love that they hadn't announced beforehand. Most guys can't play back-to-backs. They're saying he can't play 2 games in a row, regardless of the space between them, which is patently absurd. And then he refers to LeBron James. Well, really, it was only one guy. One guy. Well, Mrs. Lincoln, otherwise, how was the play, right? Are you kidding me? You haven't won a game since 1995 without this guy on the floor. It was only one guy. So I think really there needs to be an attitude adjustment among the teams, among the ownership groups of these teams. Adam Silver will take this up with the Board of Governors because you cannot have this situation continue. The TV partners are getting very impatient, and rightfully so. At one point or another, and we talk about the NFL all the time, protecting the shield. The NBA's got to protect the logo a little bit. This is bad for business. And the fact that you have coaches and teams that don't believe they have a responsibility to the fans and to the TV partners is a very dangerous situation for the NBA in terms of future business. You'll find no other business in this country that treats their fans and their customers like dog treats a fire hydrant, like the NBA does with their fans and their TV partners. This needs to stop ASAP, and I would look for Adam Silver to put a sock in it as soon as this season ends.
I agree with you. At the same time, Geltzy, how do you police this? Especially if somebody does have, at this stage of the season, you can have some injuries, some nagging injuries, and you are looking at the bigger picture as far as the Cavaliers are concerned, or even for the Golden State Warriors, the big picture of trying to win a title.
My big issue is not resting players per se. The resting genie's out of the bottle, Michael. And I know the big solution is, hey, we're going to extend the season 3 weeks and spread these games out. Doesn't matter. Sports science is going to tell you that players, to be in optimal condition to be able to play, need 3 days between games. You're never going to be able to stretch a season out enough. So that solution may help a little bit. You're still going to have rest. There needs to be resting guidelines, and violating those resting guidelines, I think, could result in fines to a point where if you're going to sit a player in a national TV game, you're going to have some kind of doctor's report, and that doctor's going to have to sign it. And the league has reserved the right to send a doctor to a team to examine a player if they don't believe what they've been presented. There's a lot of different ways the league can put pressure on the teams. But here's the thing. The teams have to play nice in the sandbox and be willing to take on that responsibility. We have 2 weeks in a row now where there were other resting options the teams could have taken. Golden State the Friday before in Minnesota, and Cleveland the Sunday after against the Lakers, when the players didn't even have to travel. So to me, to choose these national games when there are other options is thumbing your nose at the league. And if somehow the coaches and the teams think that they're going to prove a point to the schedule makers, because making a schedule in the NBA is not as simple as everybody wants to make it out to be. They act like, oh, well, just don't have back-to-backs on national TV games. You sit down with arena availabilities, working around the NHL and concerts and everything that all these other arenas have, and figuring out a schedule, you'll find it's not so easy to get done. So I do think everybody has to have much more of a cooperative effort. This is really, it's a situation where it's the NBA's version of partisan politics, and it's going to destroy the NBA from the inside out if Adam Silver doesn't deal with it right now.